Before it was $1 billion industry, before the lights, the gloves, and the pay-per-view millions, there was this. 2 men, no rules, one goal: survive. The roots of modern MMA go way back. Ancient Greece, 648 BC. It was called Pankration, a brutal blend of boxing and wrestling. No rounds, no time limits, no mercy. The only way out: knock out your opponent or submit by raising one trembling finger. It was so intense, so raw, it became the most popular Olympic sport. But then it vanished, buried by time, forgotten, until the world was ready again. Fast forward 2,000 years, the 1800s. Fighters from around the world started testing styles against each other. Boxers versus wrestlers, karate versus savate, judo versus anyone. A man named Gracie challenged the world's best. He was small, skinny, and soft-spoken, but his secret, a new kind of jiu-jitsu. He stepped into the ring with a judo legend twice his size and lost, but his legend was just beginning. In Brazil, the Gracie family started doing something unheard of. They invited fighters of every style to challenge them. No rules. Capoeira, boxing, wrestling, it didn't matter. They called it Vale Tudo. Anything goes. And they won, time after time. Gracie Jiu-Jitsu wasn't just a martial art, it was a revolution. And soon, the world would find out. 1993, a Brazilian family, a wild idea, and a rented cage in Denver, Colorado. Welcome to the first UFC. 8 men, 1 night, no rules, no gloves, no weight classes. Enter Royce Gracie, 170 pounds soaking wet. He looks like the guy fixing your Wi-Fi. But 3 fights later, he chokes his way to victory without throwing a single punch. America couldn't believe what they were seeing. Martial arts weren't about high kicks and movie moves anymore. This was real, raw, unfiltered, and politicians hated it. They called it human cockfighting. UFC was banned in most states, sponsors pulled out, TV deals collapsed, MMA almost died in its infancy. Then came Dana White and a pair of casino billionaires. They bought the UFC for just $2 million. And they had one goal: make MMA legit. With rules came respect. Weight classes, referees, gloves. The term no holds barred was dead. Now it was mixed martial arts. In 2005, a single fight on cable TV changed everything. Forrest Griffin versus Stephan Bonnar. 15 minutes of pure, unfiltered war. Dana White later said, that fight saved the UFC. Today, MMA is a global juggernaut. It's bigger than boxing, bigger than wrestling. Every fighter is now a hybrid. Boxing hands, wrestling takedowns, jiu-jitsu defense, Muay Thai knees. And it all traces back to a single question. What happens when you mix all the martial arts and take away the rules? From ancient Greece to basement gyms in Rio to Madison Square Garden, MMA is more than a sport. It's a mirror, a test of what works, of who works, of how far the human spirit can go when the stakes are as high as life and legacy. MMA isn't just a sport, it's a survival story, a tale of grit, transformation, and the human need to adapt. From the blood-soaked sands of ancient Greece, to underground brawls in Brazil, to the bright lights of Madison Square Garden, MMA is the ultimate answer to one question. What really works when everything's on the line? It's not just about fighters, it's about us. What we face, what we endure, and how we rise. If this story made you think differently, if it made you clench your fists and look for a ring to climb into, hit that like button. And if you love uncovering the true stories behind the world around you, subscribe to Where Did That Come From? We dive into the origins of everything from combat to culture, myths to modern life. This was just one story. The next one might just change how you see the world.